this demonstration, I'm going to show administrative operation of Mirth-Connect. This will involve sending alerts and reprocessing messages. First, I will show how alerts can be configured to send emails on channel errors. Next, I will show how reprocessing allows for messages to be resent through the filter and transformer sequence. The channel I want to alert on is the database to LLP channel. Let's look at how this channel is configured. The destination for this channel is an LLP sender sending to port 6660. It's not using persistent queues, and it's also not retrying. This means that if it can't send to the destination, the message will error out. If this channel errors, I'd like to send an alert. Let's go to the alerts view. In the alerts view, I can see that I have one alert that's been created, it's enabled, and it's applied to the database to LLP channel. I'm sending myself an email, and I'm matching error 408. If I look to the right, you can see I dragged that over from the MLP connector error. If I want to match any errors on this channel, I could drag over the error code for any. The email subject is hard-coded to MLP destination error, and in the email body, I'm including information like the channel name, the date, the error message, and the full error stack trace. All of these were available to me on the right as alert variables. Now we need to cause this channel to error. It's sending to port 6660, which is just this channel listening with an LLP receiver. Let's go ahead and stop this channel. I can right-click it and click Stop. Now this channel will no longer be able to receive any messages. That means that when the database to LLP channel tries to send a message, it will error out. And since I don't have queuing on, it should send an alert. Let's process a message with the database to LLP channel. If you remember, it's reading from a database, and it's only processing where the process flag is set to false. So I need to flip this from true to false and save it to get that channel to process a message. If I refresh, I should see that the message has processed, so it's flipped it back to true. Now let's look at the dashboard. Here we can see that in the database to LLP channel, it's now received 2 messages. It's still only sent the one. It also has errored on the new message, and it sent 1 alert. Let's take a look at the alert that was sent. I'll open up my email. I'll see I received a new email with the title MLP destination error. Inside the email, I can see the channel name, the date, the error message, connection refused, and the full error stack trace because that's what I included in the alert. Let's go ahead and start the LLP receiver so that it can now receive this message and we can reprocess it. I'll start it back up, and now I'll go into the message browser for the database to LLP channel. Here I can see the message that errored. If I go to the Errors tab, I can see the same error that I was emailed in the alert. It was an MLP connector error, and it got connection refused. Let's reprocess this message. This is the source raw message that came in from the database. So I'll just go ahead and right-click it and hit reprocess. Now I'm presented with some options. If I had multiple destinations, I could select the destinations that I wanted to send it to. Perhaps it only errored on one destination out of 5 or 10, and I only wanted to send it to that one destination. I could just check that. In this case, we only have the one, so I'll keep it checked. And then I'll check this box up here that says Overwrite Existing Messages and Update Statistics. What this means is that the current message that's stored as being errored will be updated with its new status. If the new status for the message sends successfully, the status will be updated to sent. The statistics will also be updated accordingly. This means that the error count would be decremented by 1 and the sent count would be incremented by 1. If I want to process it as an entirely new message and keep the current stats and messages that are stored, I would uncheck this box. Let's go ahead and leave it checked now and reprocess. I refresh and I see that the message has now been sent successfully. Let's go back to the dashboard. If I look at the dashboard, I see that the error count has now been decremented by 1. The sent count has been incremented by 1. I'll also see that the LOP receiver has now received and sent an additional message. It is also possible to modify messages before reprocessing them. Let's look at the messages for the code template demo channel that I showed earlier. In the code template demo channel, I reprocessed a source message that had an incorrect format for the name. The code template solved this problem by changing the name to the correct format. If I didn't have that code template in place, let's say I needed to reprocess this message to the destination system. I'll just go ahead and double click the message, and here I see I can edit it in line. I could change this around. I can change the other name around as well. Now I've made these changes manually, and I could reprocess this message. Go ahead and process it, and here you can see a new message has been processed with the new values that I entered manually.